Good morning, Mr. Zaimis. Thank you to be here with us in this interview.
Buongiorno. Calimera.
Okay, buongiorno a lei. So let me introduce you. Fokion Zaimis is Deputy Governor of Achaia, of the region of Western Greece, Vice President of the CPMR Intermediterranean Commission, and President of the CPMR Balkan and Black Sea Commission. We are glad to hear from you. And so, Mr. Zaimis, the first question is, what is your opinion on the commitment by the Union for the Mediterranean to mobilize over 1 billion by 2030 for the blue economy? And how do you assess this plan for region sustainable development?
Well, thank you for the question, Ms. Ginevra Madio. It's my pleasure to be with you in this online conference, and I extend my greetings to all our Italian colleagues and friends and scientists. The commitment by the Union for the Mediterranean is a bold and much needed initiative that demonstrates a clear prioritization of the blue economy as a pillar for future resilience. This substantial financial mobilization has the potential to unlock strategic investments in innovation, sustainability, and inclusive growth across the Mediterranean. For our region, the region of Western Greece, such a plan aligns perfectly with our goals for maritime development, clean energy transition, and coastal resilience. It reflects a shared responsibility that can transform our seas into engines of prosperity while safeguarding their ecological integrity. The last few years that we are in the position of the region of Western Greece as a vice governor, and now responsible also for several affairs in the Balkans and Black Sea and in the Mediterranean, I see that we have common problems that have two main factors that have been created. The first is the climate change that we see in the planet. In some areas more, in some areas less. Regardless why this happens, it does happen. And the second way is that there was an irrational development, especially in the coastline after the Second World War, especially after the 50s and the 60s, and it continued until the 90s with structures and development and a model of development that it was not sustainable. So that has created as well even more problems than the climate change. So we are facing two enemies today, and we need to change our strategy, sometimes to reverse some constructions and a model of development in the coastline specifically, but not only the coastline, in rural areas, I would say, and in order to have a sustainable development. And this does not mean that we're going to be absolute on specific policies. I believe in the convergence of specific policies. That means that everything can be combined, but it needs a certain balance. And that is what the societies and their political parties and mayors and governments have to decide. What is this balance that we finally need?
Thank you so much, Fokion. Thank you, very thanks. And the second question is about Western Greece. So, how can Western Greece, within the framework of the important activities carried out by the CPMR and the Balkan, Black Sea and Mediterranean Commission, contribute to strengthening the infrastructural, energy, digital, and ecological connectivity proposed by the UUFM?
We need stronger political coordination among Mediterranean partners, alongside a more agile implementation of EU and UFM funding instruments. One of our priorities is to advocate the bottom-up governance models that empower regions to co-design and deliver impactful projects. And I would add, finance these projects, and then we can also talk how they will finance it. At the regional level, we will intensify our engagement with municipalities, academic institutions, and SMEs to foster innovation ecosystems linked to the blue economy. On the multilateral front, I will continue to work closely within the CPMR framework and our European colleagues, and also colleagues in the CPMR. We have not only members of the European Union, we also have regions non-European Union members, to align political agendas and ensure our voice is heard at the European and international level.
Okay, and so what political steps do you consider necessary to achieve these objectives? And what action will you take at the regional multi-level?
I would say that first we have to talk more, but decide and put a timetable of action. Sometimes we have to be not so, I would say, politically correct sometimes, because I see this model in Europe that the local authority and the main government, they say that they are in collaboration, but sometimes they implement different strategies. And there is also the personal factor, because there's always a political rivalry between the local authority and the main governments, as well as the institutions in Brussels. So I think we have to understand that we cannot do it alone. We have to work together. And we have to trust the local authorities. I represent the region of Western Greece. I represent the citizens of the region of Western Greece. We have been elected twice with a great majority, and we represent a wide spectrum of political parties, both from the conservatives and center-left parties. That means that we think that the political model has changed, that we face common threats, and the old-fashioned political model of left and right, or conservatives and socialists, etc., doesn't apply so much today. Today we have new problems, and I think that we have to answer on these new political dilemmas, how we're going to do it. Personally, I think that more power to the local authorities would be a very good idea, more financial instruments to the local authorities as well, and more trust. Of course, all this in a very transparent way. We're not trying to replace the central government of any country. Absolutely not. But I think that the local authority knows very well the problems and has today the technical means to answer to a problem. We sometimes lack of the financial instruments to answer to a problem. We have a university here in Patras, which is one of the best in the world, and many academic institutions and research institutes. We have companies. All of them collaborate with European and international academic institutions or other kinds of SMEs all over the world. So the know-how exists. It's not about so much the know-how. It's to take a decision that we will let the local authority answer the problems and give enough financial instruments to do so. I represent CPMR as well. This is the idea of CPMR as well. We need to talk to the European Parliament more, to the Committee of the Regions, which is a wonderful committee, but has no serious tools in the hands. It's just for information. It does not have any decisive action in the European Union. The European Committee people are not elected, and I duly respect them, absolutely, and we work together with them, but they are not elected the way we are by the people. So I do not want to minimize the political importance, but I think they have to listen more and be more respectful to the local authorities that see every day the problem of the citizen. And they cannot escape from the problem, and they have to solve the problem in a specific time frame and with a specific budget.
Yeah, very well. And how do you see the potential for synergies with your activities and partners such as the Veneto region and FISMED?
I absolutely share Secretary General Kamel's vision. A region must not be defined by fragmentation, but by cooperation and innovation. The Mediterranean is indeed a geopolitical laboratory where collaborative governance models can pioneer solutions. to climate, migration, economic challenges, etc. To move from words to action, we need to simplify bureaucratic processes, reinforce regional dialogues, and accelerate project implementation on the ground, as I already said. It is time for all stakeholders, public sector, private sector, civil society, academic world, to align around common goals and deliver tangible benefits to our communities. If you want my personal opinion,
Yes.
I think that we have to be more open-minded. Trust me, there's much more that connect us within not only Greece, Italy, or the European Union, or the North of Africa, or the Balkans, whatever. We have exactly the same problems. Maybe there's a difference of the time frame, which country has seen the problem and what do they do. But trust me, it's exactly the same thing. And I do believe that we're different, we're equal, but we're different, of course. But I do think that we have to stop thinking in specific things of the blue economy and the climate, that we need to see some things in common. And we should not put borders in our municipality, in our region, in our country, in order to face a common threat. It is not easy. I am not saying it easy, because it also has to go with the share of power. And that is not something politicians all over the world like to talk about or do. But I remind you, I come from the private sector. I've been a businessman for more than 30 years, but I also have a tradition as a family, a political tradition. We're one of the oldest political families in Greece. And I know that politicians today have to understand how the world has changed. The world is changing. Europe is lagging behind. This is, if somebody doesn't see that, he's totally blind. Asian countries are developing much faster, of course, in a difficult political system that we respect. We may not agree, but we respect it, as we should do with all political systems in all countries. But I think that today's politicians has to be more project-oriented. I think the solution to many things would be stop talking too much politics and do a project-oriented approach on politics. And there you will see that there is much less difference between political parties, between countries, between municipalities, regions, etc. Project-oriented, specific things to be done in the Mediterranean and on the blue economy.
Perfect. I agree. And what message would you like to convey to the citizens of Western Greece and Mediterranean partners about the value of the blue economy and the regional integration?
Well, we have one of the largest coastlines in Europe, the region of Western Greece. As I've already said, it's not only for vacation, which is, of course, and tourism and leisure. I'm a believer that we don't live to work, we live to be happy. So blue economy is one of the sectors of the economy that if you manage to combine it to earn your living out of it, you'll be a happier person. We have to put in the equation that happiness is the most essential thing that what we live. And then creativity. So the blue economy is one of the sectors of the economy that can make you upgrade your, as I would say, your happiness as a person, and on the same time, be able to be creative and doing something that would help the sustainable economy. We're just here because we're just temporary. We're just working for our children. So blue economy, we have to leave no bad print on this world. The blue economy is a very sensitive economy. It's not the same like other sectors. So we have to be very, very careful when we talk about blue economy and what exactly we have to do.
Thank you, Mr. Zaimis, for being with us and for this stimulating dialogue. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And now is the time to introduce Irene Cafosia. Thank you, Mrs. Cafosia, to be here with us.
Hello, nice to meet you. Thank you for this opportunity for being here in this very interesting event of FISPMED network.
Thank you, Ms. Kafusia. Irene Kafusia is generating regional opportunities for workforce transformation and high-tech innovation in the blue economy of Adriatic Union region. Today, she presents the Growth for Blue project, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so we are glad to hear from you this project, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So I will share with you some information about this project of region of Western Greece, where region of Western Greece is the lead partner. It is an IPA Adrian project, and the title, as you mentioned, is Generating Regional Opportunities for Workforce Transformation and High-Tech Innovation in Blue Economy. So I will share now my screen. So I will present Growth for Blue project, which is a project of IPA Adrian program. It is a project constituted by 7 partners from the Adriatic and Ionian region, and specifically from Greece, Italy, Serbia, Slovenia, Montenegro, and North Macedonia. We also have a number of associated partners involved in this project and numerous other partners that are collaborating with us towards the implementation of it. So the project has a duration of 36 months. It started for over a year ago, and the total budget is about 1.5 million euros. The overall objective of Growth for Blue project is dedicated to examining labor market trends within the blue economy across the Adriatic Ionian region, of course. It seeks to identify existing skills and employment gaps while formulating strategies to foster innovation and encourage the adoption of advanced technologies in key sectors related to the sustainable use of marine resources in the Adriatic and Ionian Sea. The project's core objective is to generate sustainable employment opportunities by enhancing innovation potential and promoting technological advancement within the blue economy sectors. Here are some of the main objectives, sub-objectives of Growth for Blue project. It is based on 2 main pillars. The first one is innovation and technology gaps. The project adapts workforce skills to meet the evolving demands of the blue economy by analyzing labor market trends and creating tailored educational programs. And the other pillar is sustainability. So the project focuses on the responsible and sustainable use of marine resources to support the long-term viability and resilience of the blue economy. As regards the key outputs and tools, the project includes, first of all, the analysis of the blue economy ecosystem. This is an analysis of the existing situation of the regions of the markets that are directly involved in this project. Labor market analysis report, an online tool for job postings analysis, regional and transnational blue economy networks that are formulated between the regions that are involved in this project. Of course, pilot deployments, pilot activities, and finally, a strategic action plan fully transferable and able to be capitalized by other regions and other markets. The expected results. First of all, on the sector of economic competitiveness, the project is strengthened by the implementation of technological innovations and advancements. On a second theme, the sustainable employment, the project works towards workforce equipped with necessary skills for future job roles. And then on the theme of environmental sustainability, it works by fostering practices that promote sustainable use of marine resources. As concerns the work plan, the project is divided in 3 work packages. The first one is dedicated on the analysis of the blue economy ecosystem. The second one is focused on the blue economy labor market analysis solution and the implementation of the pilot activities. And the third one is focused on policy and strategy development and capitalization activities. Special attention is given to the transnational cooperation, and this is one of the aspects that we tend to give extra attention, because also it is one of the scopes of the objectives of the ADRION program. So regarding the shared challenges across borders, growth for blue focuses on the blue economy sectors such as maritime, transport, aquaculture, and coastal tourism. And it faces common challenges across Adriatic-Ionian region, such as skill gaps, technological underuse, and sustainability issues. While addressing these challenges requires coordinated efforts beyond national borders. On the second pillar is the shared knowledge and resources. Transnational collaboration that allows countries to combine their knowledge, to exchange knowledge and best practices, and drawing on the diverse expertise across the region that leads more robust, innovative, and effective solutions. Then, about strengthening regional integration. This pillar includes cross-border collaboration that fosters stronger economic and social socialities among Adriatic-Ionian countries, enhancing regional integration and creating a unified approach to foster the innovation and sustainable employment in blue economy. And finally, as regards the scalability and wider impact, the project's transnational approach ensures that solutions that are developed in one region can be certainly adapted and scaled across others, maximizing the impact, the project's impact, and creating long-term benefits for the entire macro region of Adriatic and Ionian. You can see here some of the target groups of growth for blue. We start from the local, regional, and national public authorities that are related with work employment, sectoral agencies, small and medium-sized enterprises, business support organizations, infrastructure and public service providers, other interest groups and NGOs, general public, and of course educational institutions that are actually directly involved as partners in this project. So this was my presentation. In this link, you can find more information about our project, recent news, and of course, the team members that are working on it and coming from all countries around Adriatic-Ionian region. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you to Mrs. Kafouzia for this effective and interesting presentation, and congratulations for the project. Really, thank you.
Thank you very much.